and good afternoon. It is our regular Lunch and Learn with me, Dr. Polly Heil-Mealey at Abundant Health and Wellness. And we are located in downtown Humble, 323 East Main Street. And today we have a lot of things to talk about. I have a lot of papers here. Hopefully I will not need any assistance today. Thank you guys for popping in. I see Nisi's in. Thank you so much. So today, I know people are going to be, coming on. And then I've had people call me and say, we watch your live all the time. And it's like, but I don't see you. And they say, well, we watch it afterwards. Even if you're watching this afterwards, go ahead and, give me a like or give me a question or something so I know people that are watching. So I really appreciate that. That helps me. So want to talk about 3 different things today. One of the things, if you did not catch our Facebook radio program, we stream the radio program. If you did not catch that this week, it's about heat exhaustion, how to recognize it and what you can do about it. So check it out on this page. It's on a podcast and it's also on the streaming video on Facebook. So it's posted at Synergy Radio on their page, but you can find it on our wellness page and also our Holistic Moms page. Also on my personal page too. I think I posted it because it's just really good because my husband has suffered heat prostration before, and even when we know what to do and we're doing everything correct, we can still get into trouble. So I just want to let you have that. So one of the things that we see a lot in the clinic is ticks and Lyme disease. Now, you might think that because we're not living on the East Coast, this is not something that we need to be aware of. But in fact, we do need to be aware of it. We have people who have never been on the East Coast and they're coming in and they've got the Borrelia spirochetes. Now, you'll be happy to know that in my studies with my new live blood cell analysis, I am now able to see the spirochetes in the blood. So this is kind of a cool thing that we're looking at when we're doing this live blood cell analysis. So not doing that professionally just yet. I'm still learning and I'm practicing, but I have seen it on slides and I've seen it in the course, and so hopefully we won't be seeing it in you when we're looking at your blood. But what actually is Lyme disease? Well, Lyme disease is kind of a catch-all term. It's kind of like back in the 70s where they would tell women, oh, you've got a nervous condition. It's your nerves. They didn't really know what to call it, so that's what they called it. Well, now, Lyme disease is something, yes, there is a specific, there's 3 different kinds of bacteria that really are Lyme disease, but a lot of practitioners think that Lyme is just a conglomeration of autoimmune issues, and it has several different presentations. So I just want to kind of go over that with you. Lyme is known as the great mimicker. It can present as rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, depression, attention deficit disorder, hyperactivity disorder, multiple sclerosis, chronic fatigue syndrome, cardiac manifestations, encephalitis, mental illness, and there are other things as well. So I know, I'm just looking at this list, I know many people with chronic fatigue syndrome. I know many people with anxiety and depression, and you probably do too. Hopefully it's not you, right? Hopefully it's not you. Hey, Julia, thanks for joining. I appreciate that. One of the most common presentations for Lyme disease is the bullseye rash. That's what most people look at. But you can also have conjunctivitis. Now, conjunctivitis is otherwise known as pink eye. So I don't want everybody kind of freaking out on me and thinking, oh, I've got pink eye, maybe I've got Lyme. Don't go there. We're not going there. I'm just saying it comes up in a lot of different things. Now, this Borrelia is mainly the bacteria that we're looking at. It lives on the black-legged deer. Go figure, right? So if you're out hunting, you're out in the woods and you have deer and they're the black-legged deer, it's the black-legged deer tick right? That is what is infected. So it says that the tick in itself is not the problem, but the tick bites on the deer are infected, the tick gets infected, the tick bites you, you get infected, right? So it says that Lyme disease can be transmitted as little as 16 hours, but the average transmission is 24 hours. So we want to protect ourselves. Now, we have property out in the country, and I don't like to go in the dead of summer because it's just too hot for me, but we do go in the spring and the fall, and we, take our ATV out and we enjoy the outdoors, and you want to enjoy the outdoors. And when you get home and you take a shower, you need to get your husband to look at you and make sure you don't have any ticks. You look at your husband, make sure he doesn't have any ticks. If you don't have a spouse, and get a good close friend and get inspected for no ticks. We don't want to have any ticks. The CDC recommends that you use an insect repellent with DEET, D-E-E-T in it, or some other things. However, we don't want to do that because we don't want to have pesticides on us. We don't want to have those chemicals on us because we are smart and we know that what we put on the body goes into the body. So we're pretty good about that, except for our cosmetics, because we're a little bit on the vain side and we're going to do cosmetics, but make sure you choose the cleanest ones that you can afford. I digress. So we don't want to use DEET. So we don't want to use insect repellents that come in the containers that we get at the hardware store, the grocery store, the pharmacy, and that kind of thing. But what research has shown is that essential oils are just as effective as the DEET in preventing and controlling pesticides. So this is awesome because we all love essential oils, right? So we use the bear oils. I'm going to just throw this up there. This is my box, and you can see it says bear oils. It's backwards, but these are the oils that you can use to alleviate ticks and other insects. So these are the essential oils: rosemary, lemongrass, cedarwood, peppermint, citronella, and clove have all been found to possess strong acarcidal properties. I guess that's a big fancy word for insect repellent. They are a great, effective, organic option in tick control. Now, besides doing the bear oils, we also do pure herbs, and you can get pure herbs we can't get it from our website because they don't do that, but if you want to order wholesale and that kind of thing, have them shipped straight to you, and you live far away like Julia and some of the other people that watch us, you can definitely get an application, and you can have these things sent right to you. So Pure Herbs has a formula called 5 oils, and it is a great insect repellent. I use that myself when we go out on the boat, especially during love bug season, and I just spritz it on my skin. It's very, very safe, and it actually does repel the bugs. So if you don't want to take these essential oils and make your own formula, then that's fine. You can get it in a formula from Pure Herbs, which we do sell here. You can call us, we can order it for you, or you can call us and we can give you the hookup and you can order it for yourself. But those are some of the things. So we have in our bear oils, we have all of those that I mentioned. So you can pick the one that you like the smell of, put it in a carrier oil, and then you're going to be able to spritz it on your body, and you will be a bug-free zone. Now, these are some of the research that we showed. So with rosemary oil, you just needed a 10% dilution. So what is a 10% dilution? It's 10 drops for every 1 drop of essential oil. So 10 drops of fractionated coconut oil for every 1 drop of essential oil. So that was rosemary. Peppermint oil, you only needed a 2% dilution. So that's even less. So both of these components, the rosemary oil and peppermint oil, not together, but separately, were used to control or look at the various stages of this particular tick in South Maine. The black-legged deer ticks are endemic to this area. During the spray, now they just sprayed this like an insecticide in the area, that both the nymph form and the adult season, right? In both cases, the population in the treated area was reduced to 0, and the effect lasted for 6 months post-application. Now, as I'm reading this, it's not the two separately. It was the two together. So 10% rosemary oil and 2% peppermint oil, okay? You can do it in the one application. So I would do that and put that in a good fractionated coconut, spray it on your body, and you are going to be a tick-free zone. If you're a tick-free zone, you probably are also going to be midgie-free and gnat-free and mosquito-free and all those other, maybe bee-free, all those other insects that like to light on us when we are out in the country. So they also did another study on, this was in the Journal of Economic Entomology. Had to learn how to say that word. Cedarwood oil, right, was found to be highly toxic at the nymph stage, right? Highly toxic at the nymph stage. It controlled the population in the target area. Another study published in another magazine showed that red cedar oil resulted in 100% mortality rate at a dosage of 6.3 milligrams per milliliter. I'm going to have to see what kind of I have to talk to Dr. Deb and figure out what that component is. So if y'all need that, let me know. Yes, Monica, thanks for joining. Jenny, thanks for joining. Apple updated my phone, and now I see all my little faces. So that makes me happy. Chiggers, yes, it will deal with chiggers as well. So I remember, I'm going to tell you a story. I remember getting chiggers when I would go with my dad to go duck hunting. And of course, you get it where? Around the panty line. And my mom would paint clear fingernail polish, right, on where the chiggers were, and it would cut off the oxygen to the chiggers, and the chiggers would die. But she didn't think about all of the different toxic chemicals that were going into my thigh with all the fingernail polish. So we don't want to do that. I found another effective way to kill chiggers is to put a 1/4 cup of bleach in your bath water, and it will kill the chiggers as well. So, but we don't want to kill them. We want to prevent them. And one of the ways that we can prevent them is by doing these essential oils. Clove bud and also citronella are also quite effective. One study in 2017, so this is just really recent. Thanks, Sandy. I appreciate that happy face. Reported an 83% repelling strength for clove bud when used against the ticks at a 3% concentration. Citronella was reported to have even higher repellency, how you like that word, at 93% and a concentration of 1.5%. So this is very, very little essential oil. So it's going to go a long, long way. And so you can put these oils on topically on your body, or you can mist your area and you can prevent that. So Denise says, what makes one person attract mosquitoes and another not to? I understand it is a B12 deficiency. So the more B12 you have, the more you will repel the mosquitoes. So apparently if your B12 is off, you are sweeter, your blood is sweeter, and you will attract the mosquitoes. So thanks for that question. That's a good question. So on our, just to recap here, the essential oils that we want to look at are, let me see. Where are they? Okay, here they are again. Rosemary, lemongrass, cedarwood, peppermint, citronella, and clove. So that's what you want to look at. Okay, so the next topic I want to discuss 3 topics today. The next topic I want to discuss is sleeping, because people are not sleeping. So this is a new research project, and this was in Consumer Reports, and 50% of the American population are having trouble sleeping, right? So insomnia is a real problem, and it accounts for 5.5 million medical visits each year. That is a lot. So we know that insomnia is not a good thing. And we know that through our census and that kind of thing, that the Gallup poll shows that 17% of people log in over 60 hours per week. An increase in the use of medications, blood pressure meds, antidepressant meds, all that kind of thing, and the perpetual blue light that we all like on our devices, our tablets, our iPads, our the satellite dish that we have in the bedroom with the TV. I know we're not supposed to have TV in the bedroom, but some people have TV in the bedroom. Even if it's not in the bedroom, if it's in the living room, you've got that blue light shining out of that receiver, and that's going to mess up your melatonin product. And so you're going to have some problems in there. So whatever the reason, the report says more people are becoming sleep aid junkies. And I just saw recently that NyQuil makes another medication called Z-Quil, and it says all it has in it is something that makes you sleep. I don't know if it's the alcohol in it that does it. I don't know, because I don't buy it. I have other issues. Now, in full disclosure, I have sleep issues. Now, my sleep issues happened a couple of years ago when my mom was undergoing cancer treatment, and they almost killed her. And it was very, very traumatic, and it just sent my central nervous system just cray-cray. And so I had to have some help because I wasn't sleeping. And if I don't sleep, then I'm not going to be able to help you. I'm not going to be able to retain what I read. I'm not going to be able to coordinate all the different things I need to coordinate when you come in for a visit. So I need to have some sleep. And so I pick some natural substances so that I'm able to sleep and not get addicted to these other sleep aids. Now, sleep aids, your over-the-counter sleep aids, Americans spend approximately $41 billion per year. 41 billion on sleep aids. They expect it to go up to 76.7 by next year. So that's a lot of dollars that people are spending on prescriptions, over the counter, and all that kind of thing. So the survey showed that about half of the people who took sleep aids took them, these are prescriptions, took them for longer than the recommended period of time, or they combined them with other contraindicated medications or supplements. So if you are on a sleep aid, I need to know it. That's why in our intake form, we ask you what your medications are. If you're on an antidepressant, I need to know it because there are some herbs that are contraindicated when we have those issues, so we need to know. So the American Journal of Public Health found that people who are prescribed